Hey, good morning, Sally. This is Braden from Pacific Toyota. Just in regards to your inquiry on our 2020 Mazda Cx-5, the GT All-Drive, sitting here in front of me, currently on a massive sale for the end of financial year of only $37,990 drive away. Bit of an idea who we are. I understand you're obviously down south. That's no dramas at all. We're actually Pacific Toyota, so here in Cairns. We are the second biggest pre-owned yard for Toyota in all of Australia. We're number one in Queensland as well. So as you can see, we are literally jam-packed here at the moment. I'm currently at 235 Mulgrave Road. We've got another yard up at 77 Mulgrave Road as well. And we turn over a bit over 200 cars a month and sort of freight about 80 to 90 of them between us and Brizzy. So make it certainly incredibly easy for you. You can see our Toyota Lexus showrooms up the hill there, or service departments down the road as well. And showroom inside where we photograph all our cars and everything like that as well. So it means we get some absolutely awesome cars just like this Mazda. So full service history. This one was locally owned as well, and it's an absolute glamour. Whole idea of this video though, I just want to take you through in as much detail as I can, any sort of marks or anything like that I can find, I'm going to point out for you, and all the service history, everything as well. So of course all our cars, we guarantee no write-offs or flood damage or anything like that, and like I said, on a massive discount at the moment, making it one of the cheapest in Queensland and Australia at only $37,990 drive away. So as you can see, no dents or chips or anything like that across the roof, looking very tidy up there. Same thing through the windscreen, no damage to that either. And very tidy across the actual bonnet itself, just a little bit of dust, obviously just from sitting on the, because they collect a little bit on the yard, especially being under all these shade sails. We get a bit of rain and they all get a little bit of dust, so we get them obviously re-washed before we send it down to you. Looking very tidy down the actual passenger side here, through that wheel arch as well. You can see obviously the polish. And being the GT, we've got these awesome alloy wheels, genuine factory ones. And looking very clean through those. I did tilt them out because I wanted to show you, obviously done very low kilometres, so I did want to show you the treads on these guys. So the actual indicator's just in there. As you can see, pretty much brand new tyres on these. Literally got all the little nipples and everything there as well. Try and get the camera inside so you can see yourself through the suspension and everything through there as well. Pretty much brand new. So incredibly well looked after. Even across the front here, so your parking sensors up there as well. Looking very tidy through the actual front, down across the obviously the number plates and everything like that as well. Again, just tiny little bits of dust, very minor little stone chips just there in the actual plastic itself. And then same thing over this side. No, that's just a bit of dust, That is a little tiny little stone chips. If stuff like that is a concern for you, let me know. I'm sure we can ask the question and see if we can get it touched up for you. But genuinely, there's only just a couple of the things that I can find. Again, incredibly tidy, this thing. And same thing across that bonnet as well. Very well looked after. And just down the driver's side now, through that wheel arch. Again, just all dust. The joys of having these shade sails up above. So again, incredibly tidy. Wheel on the passenger side here now, and again pretty much brand new tyres there too. Through the inside, looking incredibly clean. Just down the passenger side door now. So beauty of these guys, you obviously got two keys as well, so two genuine keys. Probably I like the private owned stuff because everybody looks after their own cars a bit better than the work ones. So central locking on both of those guys, and the ability to open up the back boot as well, so it's all electronic. So you simply hold that one down, it's going to beep a couple of times, and that boot's going to open up for us. We can stop it, close it, everything all from these keys as well. So that one works, and so does that one as well. So obviously the central locking on both these guys are little key fobs, and then of course you've got on both the front doors little buttons there. So that's going to tuck it in. That's now locked. So as we come back, they're going to open up, and that's how we know they're unlocked as well. You got a little indicator just there in the mirrors too, so it's called a blind spot monitor. So there's two little squares basically. They're gonna, if somebody's in your blind spot, motorbikes, cars, anything like that, and you can't see them, they're gonna illuminate and they're gonna let you know as well. But looking pretty tidy through here. Again, all just little bits, tiny bits of dust. Very, very clean. Through the inside of the passenger door now. Again, just a tiny little bit of dust. Electric windows, obviously, the whole way around. Very minor little scuffing just there, just I'd say from people obviously catching their shoes, jumping in and out, but nothing too bad at all. Obviously your bill plates, all the door jambs and everything as well. The genuine Cx-5 floor mats, so all that kind of stuff we just leave in the car for you. Very tidy across the actual dash, of course. passenger seats. Being the GT, we get the electric adjustment over here as well as the driver's side as well. Through the sunroof. Get that black on light interior as well. And of course those rear seats as well. Down the driver's side. Now while we're here, all your manuals, books, absolutely everything is all on the inside here too. So I've got the service history just here as well. So like I said, was a private owner here in Cairns, and full service history through here as well. So we got original service at 9,000 kilometers at 2021 at Westco Motors. That's the Mazda dealership here in Cairns. 20,000 Ks at later in the year in 2021. Same thing through Mazda. 30,000 Ks at 2022. And then obviously 2023 at us 38. So Coral Motors, that's our workshop. So full service history in that one. Can't ask for better than that. Pop that all back in there for you. So 2 keys, full service history. Very tidy up across the back there. Obviously got the sunroof on the top there as well. Unreal red. It's about the world's best red colour you ever see on any cars. Looking very tidy through the back end here as well. Again, just bits of dust. It's all coming off with my hand. Now these windows aren't tinted as well, so that is stuff we can do all in house before we send it down for you as well. Child locks on both the rear doors there for you. Again, looking very tidy through these door cards. Previous owners done an awesome job looking after this thing. Very tidy. And again, the fitted floor mats on both sides in the back here. Aircon vents in the back. Little argument separated in the middle for the kids and that. So obviously got your little USBs down the bottom there, being the GT. A little bit of storage and stuff. And of course the cup holders and everything there as well. That all goes away like that. Folds back up. We've got obviously bit of a different setup on these guys. So you got the middle that can actually drop down. Most cars are the 60-40 split, whereas this one's got it on all 3 seats. So we can drop that down, we can drop this down, and we can do the same thing for that side, and you'll end up with just about nearly a flat, huge boot all through the back there. That seatbelt obviously comes out as well, but very tidy through there. Now we've got one child anchor on the back of there, and the other 2 child anchor points down there as well, and of course that little privacy shade in the back there too. Now we'll leave those down because I want to show you through the boot once we get to the back. Again, super tidy across the actual roof. Back window. Fuel inlet's obviously on this back side here too. Little tiny little chip there, just a little stone chip in the actual plastic itself. And again, incredibly clean through here. Down that back guard. That's just a little bit, again, we'll get this re-cleaned. So rear parking sensors all across the back here. Again, so again, we push that button there. Tailgate's going to open for us. Tiny little, very faint little marks on the inside of that boot. Very faint. It's only when they're on the right light that you can see them. But even through all the jams and everything, very clean through there. And a couple very faint little marks in the little luggage marks there. But again, I'm trying to be as picky as I can. This thing is just so clean. Now we've got releases there for those seats, and one on this side too, so you can sit there and pull that one. It's going to drop that seat all the way down. It's obviously just got the headrest up, so it's just caught that seat a little bit, but that's going to go pretty much flat in the back here too, and it gives you one huge boot in the back. Now you've got little tight end points all through the back here, so you've got one there in each corner, and then same thing down the ends here as well. You've got ones there as well. Got a little tab, brings it up, so your spare tyre there as well, so the little get home one. And jack tools, everything's all around the outside as well. So real nice and easy for you. Privacy shade, so again that comes out. If you don't want to use it, you can simply pull these out and it comes out like that. So real nice and easy. Close that tailgate up for you. So finally just down the driver's side, again it's just dust. This has got to be one of the tidiest ones I reckon I've seen come through. Little tiny bit of gutter rash just on the edge there of that one, but that's pretty much it. And again, brand new tyres all through there. A little bit tight for room for here, but we'll do our best. Again, child anchor points. Sorry, the child locks all there as well. So we just push that headrest in, and that's going to go pretty much flat on this side as well, giving you that huge boot through the back. I'll just lift that up so you can see this side as well. Through to the front. And finally just down the driver's side. Just tiny bits of dust. A couple of very faint little fingernail marks just on the inside there. Just those common ones that you get from obviously opening the handles and that. Again, you've got the keyless entry on both sides, and those blind spot monitors in the mirrors there too. Alright, so what we're going to do, we're going to jump inside, start this one up for you. Obviously, you've got the master controls on the driver's side here, so the window controls, your mirror adjustments are at the top, so the left and the right side of the car. You just adjust that little toggle as you need to. Window locks, and of course the ability to tuck those mirrors in from the inside here as well. And being the GT, we've got the his and hers, so basically we've got 1 and 2 settings for the electric seats, so you can save your favourite positions. No way, if you're like me and my partner, we're very much different in our heights, so it makes life very a lot less arguments having to being able to save those positions for you. But otherwise, the adjustments, lumbar support, the whole works all adjustable from here as well. The genuine Cx-5 floor mat, again, they're all fitted, so they've got the little plugs and everything here, so they don't slide or anything around you. A little bit of dust to this there, obviously, because we do drive the cars a little bit to get them around the yard. But again, it'll be fully detailed before we send it down. Bonnet release is just there, fuel release is right next to it, so I did put that bonnet because I want to show under there as well. A couple of little safety features down the bottom here, so you got iStop. So when you come up to the set of traffic lights and you come to a stop, the car will actually switch off, saving your fuel, and the second you release pressure on the brakes, it'll start back up again. If you don't like it, because it does turn off the engine and the aircon as well, if you don't like it, because it does get a little bit hot up here in Cairns, you can turn it on and off with that one as well. Lane departure, again, you can turn it off with that one. You can open the boot from here too, if you're doing school runs or anything like that. All your parking sensors that I pointed out, you can turn them on and off. And of course, being the all-terrain, you got a little adjustment there for the terrain side of things as well, if you start doing a bit of off-road stuff. Tiny little scuffs just on that little plastic there, incredibly faint, but I just noticed on the right light. But otherwise, we're going to jump in. So the ignition's over here on the left-hand side of the steering wheel, so you've got to have your foot on the brake. As soon as I do that, that little green light comes on, so we know that we've got enough pressure on there. So you push that one. So very quiet. Just move that seat forward a little bit short. Alrighty, so only 39,015 kilometres on this Mazda right now, so absolutely bugger all kilometres on there. Pretty much a half tank of fuel in there, but I'm sure we could probably sneak a little bit in there if you were keen to do something. No engine lights, no dash lights or anything like that. Of course, you've got that little blue notification down there telling you that currently we have a cold engine, so that we've just done a cold start. As soon as that starts to warm up, that'll then turn off for you. And obviously the handbrake light and the seatbelt light as well. Not due again for another service until 49,000 kilometres on November this year. Heaps of controls from the actual steering wheel itself, so being the GT, you pretty much got the whole works. So wipers are all on the left, you've got automatic setting for them. Headlights all over on the right, automatic setting for those guys as well. On the actual steering wheel itself, so cruise controls all over on the right hand side here. We also got your lane departure, so basically if you lane departure's down there, so you got your forward collision. So basically if someone's going to collide with you or brake in front of you, the car will actually react and brake if you don't react in time, and that's basically the little settings that you can adjust to depending on the kind of driving that you're doing. So whether it's out in the country road or around town, you've got a couple of different settings there as well for that cruise control. All your radio side of things, look at the camera so you can actually see all the radio side of things, so volume, changing stations, everything like that, and of course answer and hang up the calls all from the steering wheel here as well, so nice and easy to use with your thumbs. That little info button there is going to change the little display down there, so you can go between obviously the different trip meters or your different what do you got, service dues, again that lane departure stuff that I was talking about, so that's those ones there, so you can change those little settings depending how you like it. And of course all your average fuels and everything like that as well, all operated through the inside there too. Little paddle shifts on here, so again being the GT, so we can, little -1 there, plus over that side, so you get up and down the gears with those guys, so if you're overtaking or anything like that, or even just towing, anything like that, just gives you a bit more control over everything. On the gearing side of things, reverse camera in the back, don't stress about that screen, that's just my phone picking it up, because Androids don't like these little LCD screens. It makes it look like those lines are there, but it's actually not. So we got the reverse cameras in the back, so the closer we get to that wall and that little red line, the faster it's going to beep. Once it hits that red line, it just becomes a flat tone. And basically that's just a nice safe distance to be able to walk between, open up the boot and all that kind of thing as well. On top of that, you can actually physically see the back bar there too, so you know we should actually back into anything behind you. Since we're going to park, we've got this main menu at the top here. So again, we can control between obviously sat nav, the phone call side of things, whatever's on the radio, or your Bluetooth, AM, FM, everything like that. Now that is all controlled from this little dial down the bottom. So that's your little toggle, so that's everything. You can click that in. We've got a home button that's going to bring us back to that same menu every single time. Otherwise you can jump straight into the music side of things, straight into the navigation, or control everything for your little favourites. The whole works from down here too. The volume itself, all from that little one there, and you can push it to mute it as well. So if you want to hear something quickly, you just simply push that. It's going to mute the whole radio for you. So really, really nice and easy. Again, just kind of where your hand naturally falls, so it's just a really good spot for all that to be able to control from. Handbrake's just there for you, so got to have the foot on the brake, push that down to disengage, pull it back up to re-engage. Got an auto hold button there as well, so if you've got construction sites or anything like that, you can push that in while you're in drive. It's going to hold you in place. Second you go to take off, it'll release that for you too. So it's like a handbrake that you can use in drive. Sports mode and everything from down the bottom here. See that little orange light come on down the bottom? You can turn that on and off, give you a bit better driving and everything, a bit better gearing, hold the acceleration a bit longer, hold the gears a bit longer. You can go across to a manual mode, so you go in plus and minus as well. So you can see it in the bottom left hand corner there, so we've got gear, first gear, second gear. Now it's a smart motor, it's not going to do anything to hurt the car, so we can't take off anything higher than second. But again, you can all control it from these little paddles, or down that little shift down the bottom there as well. Aircon controls all in the middle, so fan speed in there, temperatures on the left and the right hand side, so totally independent for the driver and the passenger. We've got heated seat for both sides and 3 different settings for those guys, and then of course where you want everything coming out of down the bottom. Accessory plugs all through there, bit of storage for your phone, chuck that back into park. Cup holders in there, USB ports and the whole works down the bottom there as well. Little recesses so you don't go chomping any cords that you got coming out. And of course, being the GT, the sunroof as well. So all controlled from that little button where my finger is, and that'll come up as well. You do have to manually close this one though, like that, nice and easy. Drop down handles the whole way around, including the driver's side, adjustable seat belts as well on both the front. We got all the Boss system speakers as well, so little tweeters in the corners, all the big speakers and everything through the back. Incredibly tidy through this whole car. We've got the little mirror and the lights and everything on both sides there too. Just an absolutely stunning car, to be absolutely honest with you. Now before we finish up, I just want to show under that bonnet. Now that's beeping because I got the keys in my pocket and the car's still running, so it's just a friendly little reminder that you have actually let the car on. Really tidy through there. Very quiet. Fine wall and everything as well. So thank you again, Sally, for your inquiry, and yeah, can't wait to hear your feedback soon.